Hello people, welcome to Eagle Leather Trading Co. I am Michael Eagle.
This is the Leather Revolution.
Today I want to debut and showcase a backpack I just finished. My neck is trashed because my head's on a swivel. Backpack I just finished, beautiful mahogany. Let's dive into the video on how I made this. Cool? Again, like, share, and subscribe. And remember, if you like it, you should share it. And if you make it, you can wear it. I'm Michael Eagle. Welcome to Eagle Leather Trading Co.
This is the Leather Revolution.
Alright, we're on 1/8 of an inch. Let's try to do this slowly. Alright, again we're going with 5.5 in the middle. Let's just find a hole towards the middle. And then same here. I'm just going to eyeball it. We're not working from a pattern. And this back is a little bigger than the front panel, which is going to give it a little bit of a flare, which might be kind of cool. So let's just find somewhere towards the center. I have talked about choking up on your thread that I learned from the King, and a couple of times I've mentioned keep tabs on it where it's choked up, because it can get sewn in, and I actually did that. So, and I can see a double thread like way back there, so I don't know which piece of thread was the tail. And I tried to pull on it to see if I could get it to slowly come out, and I can't get any movement out of it. So I don't guess it matters at this point which side you cut. So I'm just going to cut one of them. Let's go with this one, not that it matters. And I'm going to go pretty close to the other thread. And I guess once I'm done sewing, I'll try to burn that a little bit. So let's go, where were we? Coming back this way. And then we'll continue on sewing. I always want to see in someone's saddle stitching something like this, the corners, and this is actually a rounded corner, so it's actually just like the rest of it. It just rolls right on around. I'll pull on the thread to try to keep the holes lined up a little bit more of an angle there. Kind of keep this pulled out a little bit. Get up under there. Find that hole. Come up through the gusset hole. Go right back down in there. We're actually coming out of the curve there. Bend it up a little bit. Pull it out a little. Get that. Try to pull that hole again. Yeah, it's a little bit of a struggle sometimes. There we go. Oh, watch out. Cool. Come back up. To the next one. Alright, so before I close that backpack up entirely, stitched up. I wanted to study these straps that I'll be putting on the new one. And this one, it's still in good shape, totally usable. I'll still use it for backup. But the straps have pads all the way from the top of the back of the backpack, padded with a thinner strip, like a tactical attachment kind of strip, with adjustments on the top and on the bottom. And then the smaller strap goes to the side. And this one actually has a strap with a little pack on it that goes around your sides and to the front, and then straps around your waist. Also, it has straps that go around your chest, across your chest. Now, I've attached this Harbor Freight knife and sheath to the front of this one, and also Tasso camera for when I'm riding. God, that's filthy. So this is attached for safety. It has a flat clip that came with all the attachments on the camera, and I've zip tied it to a D-ring for. So the D-ring up here, there's a zip tie through there, and then another one going nowhere. We've got one back up. So we're going to put a D-ring here, and then we're going to put a D-ring here for the knife sheath. And we're building the knife sheath to go with it, and we'll probably rivet that on. We'll do our little keeper on it, and then of course it's made out of leather. And then we're going to come down to here. We're going 1.5 inch belt. So the second gusset that was going to end up making the bag too deep, I'm going to use it for these pads. It's going to be just a little bit wider right there. So we're using our little oblong punch to go like this is 1.5 inches, so it's about 1 3/4 to weave in and out. That's going to attach at the top of the backpack, come over the shoulder, and then the D-ring is going to be right about, we'll measure where that goes. So we'll do another loop, and then we'll just put the D-ring right in there. From the top of the back of the backpack, it's 10 inches, right at 11. So it's going to be right there. We're going to go back down into, at the T, we've got the little speed square. So right at the T, we've got 1.5 inches to work with. I know, what a mess. So we're going, it's 5 inches wide, so 2.5 is the middle. I was thinking about coming out and then go right back in so I don't cover up too much graphics, but I'll let that go. So we're at 2.5. 2.5 is the center of 5, and then 1.5 inches is 3/4 this way and 3/4 this way. So we'll mark it, do a little line right there. We'll take our little oblong punch, we'll go to this side and try to hit it in the center. Check that mark. A little bit off. So we'll straighten that out just a little bit. And then pound the daylights out of it. I wonder where that originated. Beat the tar out of it. Whoop the tar out. Alright, so now we'll go back in. We still have access to do the rivets to the D-links. Or we could hang the D-ring right there, and it's not going anywhere. Which means just slide that bad boy on right there. Just going to make it buckle again, but not enough to, we'll see. I can do the little belt end cut right there before it goes back in. There, now we've got the D-ring right there. See how it kind of puckers it? Think it'll get used to it, or should we cut it? Alright, there's that. This will attach to the backpack. There's the D-ring, and then this will get cut into a belt and get a buckle. And I'm going to cut this. This will be the buckle part. Nope, buckle will be on the bottom. So this will be the belt part. So we'll measure that in a sec. And then the buckle will be at the bottom part. Right. Then we'll punch the holes. We need to die this and stitch groove or wing spreader. Go from there. All right, let's throw down a little eagle stamp. Whoop. There, I threw in a little chief in between here. I like to put the eagles all over them if I can. It adds to the tooling look, and like a lot of manufacturers, they'll put their logo all over it. So you can't like use any little pieces of it. Cool. Little chief. Let it dry a little bit and maybe hit the edges with the, is that an edge beveler? What's this called? Let it dry a little bit. Cool. Stitch, punch these, and then hit the edge bevel. Alright, so it's like 22 inches worth of pad on that strap on the other backpack, and then it anchors to the back. So I've got to get in there, I've got a piece of wood, and just put the belt part down there, which will house the buckle for adjustability. Which is going to put the buckle down there by my side somewhere towards my back, and then the belt will come off of the strap, and it could go to the side of the backpack, but I can actually get in there. I've got a wood block I'll put in there, turn it over, and then just go like right about in here, and then it'll come off of there. I'm going to rivet it, like double rivet, or like right here on the side. It's actually sideways on the other one. So I'll get the wood block in there and just smash those rivets after I punch them. Cool? Let's get it. Okay, let's see if it's going to take 2 or 3 blocks to get up under that back piece. You can see the outline of the wood. We'll go like right in there. And then we'll punch a hole, and then we'll try to match the other side. I'd like to get a little closer to the side. That's already rounded. Good, good. We're going to have 2 rivets coming off of that, and then it goes around to the front. All right, where's our little punch? Here it is. And then we'll just eyeball these first 2 rivets, and then we'll kind of match them up with the tape measure on the other side. Let's see if this will go through there, and it's going to wood, so did something. All right, we got through the belt, which I could have done. Okay, we'll just do this. Almost. Gotcha. All right, and that is, thought I just saw my good tape measure. 3.5 from the side, and 3 1/4 from the bottom. Almost 3.5 accidentally. Let's do the other side. Just slide this over. This should be an heirloom backpack. I mean, to last forever, to hand me down. Okay, so 3.5 from the side, and then 3.25 from the bottom, up a little. All right, looks good. Looks further, but I guess it's an optical illusion. Got it. Cool. So since one end of this is already anchored, I have to like go ahead and fish this through. And it has to come out of that last hole. And this is the right side. The left side gets a D-ring. Oh, actually they all get D-rings. This one's going to be right here. And then we'll worry about the little pucker in the strap when we get to it. It's going to end up being like right about down there. Got nowhere to go. If I can dial this in right, I'll probably need a buckle anyway. So we're not going to cut it until the end. We're not going to cut it until the end. All right, now this only gets a little bit because this gets glued in to the bag and riveted. So just a little bit out there for the rivets. Yeah, oh, well, that's not a good sign. That it can pull through, it'll have something attached. See, the one on the left, I like at a specific spot because I grab my knife a lot and pull it back up on my shoulder. There we go. We may take the big hole puncher and just punch a half of a hole there so that can lay down, or not worry about it. Alright, I'm marking on the back of the shoulder pads where I'm going to glue it so that the belt will still adjust. So anywhere the strap's on the other side at this point gets glue. And then on the ends, cool. And then we'll cut the back portion double and then attach that to this so it's nice and soft on your shoulders. Trace our little pads out. Right, we'll mark our little slots and then we'll transfer where to glue on here. And it looks like I'm just going to go with a single pad. Then we'll trim up the sides, sand them. Cool. Alright, got a little glue on it on the edges and then in the spots where it says glue. Already did this one. Trim it up a little bit.
Let's put the claim check in an envelope and put it in the mailbox.
In a few hours. Oh. Make sure it's good and dry so the glue doesn't get on the sanding pad. Tempted to dye those. If you hold it down so that if you do get any runoff, it doesn't run across the face of it. Get a little bit on the face, so it's a darker edge. Let's see what it looks like. Better. Do glue and 3 rivets. just on the strap. That way the shoulder pad is free to slide. Yeah, it's just a single layer strap. Should probably line that so it's double tough. But we'll try to break it later. Alright, we punch the holes and put some glue on there, put the rivets in place. This looks backwards because it goes around to the front. Set the rivets. And now we'll tamp down the glue a little bit as well. So that's a pretty strong bond right there. Glued and riveted. The reason I did it like that is because I'd already put the straps in place on the back, which I had to turn over. They were facing the other way. Now they're on right, and they're extra long until I decide where to cut the belts. Put the buckles on or rivet into place. Yay belts, shoulder straps. So now to put the top on, the closure, the lid for the top is going inside the back. And then we'll line it up with the graphics on the front. Just going to put it right around there. So now the straps are already in place. This back will go over those. And so we'll sand the back of that because it's the flesh side or the grain side, and then glue it down and rivet it and then stitch it wherever we can fit in between the shoulder straps. Cool. Right, we're going to line up our first rivets to hold it in place. Looks like they're going through the top, the back, and the straps. Or maybe just the top and the back. And then I'm thinking about a reinforcement layer back there to seal everything together, the straps, the back, the top, and everything. And kind of reinforce the straps. Cool. Drive these awls through it. Reassess it. There, drove a couple screws through it. Hold it in place. Just check and double check. Made sure these straps are out of the way again after that earlier catastrophe cutting that strap. I think that's good to set a couple of rivets, and then we'll stitch across there. And then these still slide, so we can still adjust those. Alright, I can dig it. punch. Let's actually punch some holes next to those, so those keep everything in place while we rivet a couple of rivets. Alright, hole punch, back and front, below, just below the line in the back. Let's grab a rivet. Nothing should move. Alright, there's the rivet. There's the top. Place. Let's do another one. Watching our straps. Get that strap out of the way. Screw still in place all the way through. Let's go about. Just eyeball it. Not all the way yet. Alright, that's all the way through. Grab the rivet. And this is just one way to do it, guys. I know everybody says, this may not be how everybody does it. This is the way I do it. No, this is just one way that I'm trying it this time. It seems like a good idea. There's the stud, the rivet post, and there's the top. Now the back is, the lid is attached to the backpack. So we take these screws out. One. Two. There, we should be able to put this on. A little hardware going on back there. Nothing too serious. We can stitch punch that and get it on.